Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time we're going to do a review of WWE Night of Champions from September 2014. As we can see right here, we got Seth freaking Rollins on the front, with Sting and John Cena. Good looking cover right there. And we got on the other Blu-ray, we have Sting, pictures from the event like Sting and Seth Rollins. Sting and Cena, Nikki and Charlotte Flair, and Kevin Owens and Ryback. And some writing there, which are, just basically telling you, like WWE verbiage, so to speak, of the event. So let's get this on the way, shall we? We kicked off the night with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. We kicked off the show with Kevin Owens, the challenger, taking on the champion, Ryback. This was a pretty fine opener. I forgot how popular Ryback was at this time with the Feed Me More. I knew back in 2012 he was over the Feed Me More chant, but I didn't realize it still was over popular back then in 2015. It was a pretty fine match. Kevin Owens looked very heavy here. Not saying he was fast or anything but he still did Kevin Owens stuff, but you can tell the transformation in Kevin Owens in today in 2022. He just looked a bit heavy here, but yeah, he picked up a good win here. Pretty cool stuff. Not much to talk about. It was a good opener. It was a fine opener. Not much else to talk about, and Kevin Owens won. He worked over Ryback's arm. So Ryback had trouble using the shell shock finishing move, and as he was lifting Kevin Owens up, he afterwards, towards the end, Kevin Owens poked him in the eye and got the roll up. So pretty cheatful way for Kevin Owens to win the Intercontinental Championship, but a win is a win, and it was a pretty fine opener. So yeah, that's it. That's that one. Then we had the second match. We had Dolph Ziggler taking on Rusev. When I saw this on paper, I was like, man, this could be a good match because it's Rusev and Dolph Ziggler. Then I forgot about the story of Summer Rae and Lana getting involved, and the whole situation there where Rusev dumped Lana, and then Lana went with Dolph, and then Rusev decided to pick Summer Rae and decided to have her dressed exactly like Lana. And at this point, Lana was injured. She had a fractured wrist or something. So, yeah. So anyway, the match itself, I really enjoyed it. Dolph and Rusev, for the first 50%, I think, for maybe the first 60% of this match, Rusev dominated. And I was like, man, is Dolph just gonna come back at the end and get a win? But then they went a little bit back and forth for the last 40% of the match, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun stuff. Apart from the finish, of course, because the storyline of Rusev and Dolph and Lana and Summer Rae, or in this case just Summer Rae in this point, really overshadowed the match. Basically, Summer Rae got in the apron. She distracted the referee. The referee threw her out. Told her you're out of here. Told her to get to the back. And she threw a tantrum. She started throwing the shoes. She threw one up the ramp, and then she went to throw the other one at the referee, but the referee ducked and it hit Rusev, and then Rusev went back in confusion and into a zigzag from Ziggler, and that's how Ziggler got the win. I laughed at the finish because it was so silly. I was like, really? That's how you're going to end the match? That was a bit silly. But apart from that, it was a good match. I really enjoyed it. But, apart from the finish, of course, and the silly nonsense of the entire storyline. Then we had the Tag Team Championship match. We had the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Big E, defending the WWE Tag Team titles against the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys trying to get their 10th WWE Tag Team title reign. Unfortunately, on this night, that wasn't to be the case, as the Dudleys would win by DQ. It was disappointing. The match itself was good. It was a pretty fine match. It was fun stuff. Xavier Woods with his trombone being a nuisance. Making me the viewer want to stick wants Bubba Ray or Devon to stick the trombone where the sun don't shine. But the DQ was a bit too much. It was like, it was all fun until the Dudleys looked like they had it won. The Dudleys looked like they had the match won, but then Xavier Woods got involved and caused the DQ, and then he paid for it afterwards when the Dudleys put him through a table, 3D style. So kind of the Dudleys got their revenge a little bit, but the match itself was going along just fine until the DQ. A little bit. I don't like DQs, especially on pay-per-views. Find another way of doing. The rematch instead of having DQ victories. It's just lame every now and then. This one was just a bit lame. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling about that. Then the next match, we had Nikki Bella versus Charlotte Flair for the Divas Championship. This was another perfectly fine match. Maybe it went on a little bit too long for my liking. But they really, Nikki Bella made one mistake and Charlotte capitalized. I didn't realize until after this, till halfway through this match, or maybe afterward. Maybe it was drawing or after, I can't really remember when exactly. But I was like, man, this is kind of like the end of the Divas era. I know the Divas era really finished at WrestleMania 32 in 2016, but this is kind of like the end because this is like Nikki Bella's reign as Divas champion came to an end, and Charlotte would have the Divas championship now until WrestleMania when they would change it to the women's title. So it was kind of like the start of the end of the Divas era with Charlotte winning the title here. So and of course the reign of Charlotte on the main roster. So this would be one of many title reigns that Charlotte Flair would win over the years. It was a happy moment for her and Rick. Ric Flair going out there and crying for like the 500th time. It was a special moment, but it didn't get me. So I didn't like it as much. It wasn't as emotional as Ric Flair. No one can get as emotional as Ric Flair would on that night. Anyway, I thought the match was fine. Maybe it went a bit too long, as I said. But apart from that, it was fine. Then we had the Wyatt family of Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, and Luke Harper taking on Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and the mystery partner, which ended up being Chris Jericho, Y2J. This match, I love this match. It was just awesome, fun, multi-man stuff, and it turned into a melee, and of course at the end, Chris Jericho's ego got the better of him as Roman Reigns almost had the monster Braun Strowman down for the count. Chris Jericho decided to tag himself in and try to make it about him, and it ended up biting him on the ass, so to speak, and Braun put him away with the triangle choke and put him down, and it was very, very fun. And I think if I'm not mistaken, this was supposed to lead to a Dean Ambrose Chris Jericho match at WrestleMania the following year, but then AJ Styles came in. But more on that in another video. But yeah, this match itself was pretty fucking epic. I'm a big sucker for the Wyatt family. I love the Wyatt family, man. They're like really awesome for me. So I'm a bit biased when it comes to the Wyatts. And I love Dean Ambrose as John Moxley, and Roman Reigns is his rise to the top, how he is right now with the Tribal Chief stuff is great. And Chris Jericho is Chris Jericho. So this was a win-win. I liked it. Then we had the co-main event, if you want to call it that. We had Seth freaking Rollins taking on John Cena for the United States Championship. What can I say about this match? It was exactly what you expect from a John Cena match. It was a lot of big near falls, big match feel, and man, I wouldn't mind seeing 10 more rounds of this, because this was awesome. I love this match. Fantastic stuff. And after seeing what was next, I really wish it was the main event. But, that's where I think this is where the good stuff comes to an end, because then we had the main event of Sting versus Seth Rollins. After Cena won the United States title back, by the way, we had Sting versus Seth Rollins, and it was going perfectly fine, but I was just waiting for that moment when it all went wrong. And it wasn't I thought it was the first one, but it was actually the second one. The second buckle bomb that Sting got hit with, it completely just, destroyed him, and I was like, oh. And it went from me enjoying a wrestling match to being scared for a man's health. Like, I know he's come back now in since 2020, and he's come out of retirement, he's looking great, and he only does tag team matches and that stuff, and jumping off high, balconies and stuff, but, like, I felt I was a bit terrified. I was like, oh, please just end this match now. Like, I knew how it ended, but it was just scary to, like, watching him go around. I was like, oh, he was a bit, because, I respect Sting. Like, I didn't want anything bad to happen to Sting, and Seth tried his best. Like, it was an unfortunate situation. The only bad thing I'll say about this is I don't think it was necessary for them to do two buckle bombs. Like, I think one was enough. Like, I don't remember in Seth's other matches against other marquee names, like John Cena's, the Dean Ambrose's, the Roman Reigns's. I can't recall him doing more than one buckle bomb. So I don't, and of course, with it being the second one that injures him, I don't really know how to feel about that. Like, but it is an unfortunate accident. After that, they kind of stopped the match prematurely for a second, and then while Sting got his wits about him, and then they quickly went to the finish, and Sting got rolled up after went for a Shropshire. But Sting, all respect in the world for Sting for for gutting it out and ending the match, finishing the match. But it was very scary, and I wouldn't recommend. I don't want to see anything like that again for a long time, at all. And then, of course, at the end, that wasn't the end of the pay-per-view. We had Sheamus trying to cash in Money in the Bank, and he was interrupted by the Demon Kane, who had returned, and Demon Kane attacked both Seth and Sheamus, laid them both out to end the show. So that's Seth's next feud going into October of 2015, and we went to the Kane and Seth Rollins feud then. So yeah, and that was how the pay-per-view ended. So overall, I thought the pay-per-view was a very solid show. Apart from the DQ and the lame finish to the Rusev match and the unfortunate situation with Sting. But apart from that, I thought the show was very, solid. So I'm going to give this a solid 7 out of 10. Probably would have been an 8 if the whole situation with Sting didn't happen. But unfortunate situation as it was. I don't blame anyone for that. Maybe if you're ever going to point fingers, if you're going to point fingers, I would have blamed the person who put the match together, so to speak, because I feel like they shouldn't have done two buckle bombs, like as I said. But apart from that, as I said before, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. I thought the rest of the card was a good show. A bit of a downer at the end with Sting getting injured, but apart from that, solid show. So I'm starting to ramble now, so I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night now. I'm going to have a couple of hours nap before I'm going to catch a couple of hours of sleep, then go see what happened on Monday Night Raw, and then I'll be back later on Tuesday afternoon for the Raw review. So I'll see you guys then. Have a nice night, and I'll see you guys later in a bit. And I'm out.